Hey, hey, how y'all doing? It's me. Yes, I know, I'm back. It is Talk to Tameka Tuesday. And unlike other people who start their year and all their planning and everything jumps off at January 1, that doesn't quite happen for me around here. So I stopped going with the grain and just decided my beginning of my jump off time was going to be April 1. So, of course, April 1 means what? April Fool's Day. And joke was on me. I was not able to start on April Fool's Day, which is also my parents' anniversary. So, happy anniversary to them up in heaven. And of course, that is Aries season and everything else that's going on. So, of course, that's the majority of the people around me, including my uh, son, my husband, my sister, just a lot of people around me who birthdays fall in April. So here I am. It is April 18th. It is the first day of my new year, which is, of course, April. So this is the beginning of Talk to Tamika series. So as you can tell, I have my Panama City Beach background behind me. I have my Teach at the Beach t-shirt on. And I'll tell you the significance of all of this today is I looked on my memories on Facebook and saw some stuff where I was planning Teach at the Beach. And here we are in year 6 of Teach at the Beach. So we started Teach at the Beach right on that very beach. And as I sit here now and I'm looking at, we've outgrown the area, meaning for Teach at the Beach, we've outgrown the hotels that were there. We've outgrown, and the property values have outgrown us, which is why we went into other markets. And now I'm looking at, have my investors outgrown themselves? Because I've been telling people for the last 5 years now, or now 6, where they should be investing. And so I'm wondering now, are people paying attention to their investment niches? After 6 years, and if you've been coming to the Teach at the Beach conference, then you should have a particular investment niche. And so I always go back and I look and say, oh my gosh, let me see where people are, what's going on. And this week, a few things have happened. So if people have been paying attention, we have shifted our investment programs, our investment groups, because we wanted to get more focused on the people who were putting in the time and putting in the work. So for those who are here and you're in the B niche group and you came over from Win, welcome to the new group. And for the Win group, you guys should have noticed that the Win group is now a membership based only group. So if you aren't committed to really digging in and investing and really paying attention, and you're a woman in that group, you'll notice that group is no longer just get in there and be a looky loo. We're not interested in that because it's time for people to focus. When I started Win, which was almost 2 years ago, it was 2 years ago now, it was all about getting people together, educating them. And I told them 2 years ago that the majority of the properties that were in your own hometown, you were not going to be able to afford. And here we are. So, for those people who did not move, who did not do anything, there's you're going to sit on the sidelines. And I'm okay with that if you're okay with that. But I now need to move those people into a much broader group where they can come in and kind of get free information and things like this, like we're doing right now. So, a couple of things I want to remind people of as we just start touching base again is some of the things I told you guys to pay attention to when I first created the book on niches. So, back in 2013, I wrote this book called 99 Ways to Make Money in Real Estate, and had that on Amazon, and people purchased it and things like that. And then I re-released it with the 114 ways, and brought in some of my agents and colleagues who were part of the real estate house, and we created and relaunch the book. But on page 35, if you have the most updated book, I do want you guys who are here to pay attention. Back in when I wrote this, I wrote on number 19, which is all about investors. Okay. And it said that investors were bringing in about 300,000 a year. So if you were paying attention, then you would have recognized that a part of this book, a big part of this book, talks about the areas of the business that don't require you to have a real estate license. So one of those areas is being an investor. And being an investor is doing what a lot of real estate professionals said they were going to do, but looked up and did not do. So if you talk to the average real estate agent, most of them will say, I got my license because I wanted to invest in real estate. And guess what? They started helping everyone else purchase properties and look for comps and everything else. And they themselves never pulled the trigger and invested the way they needed to invest. So if you're one of those people who are here here are your marching orders to run and go and get your first investment property, second, third. It's time to add those doors onto there. The second one on that page, because it was just so happened they're all linked together, um, which is number 20, the developer. I talked to you guys over the last couple of years about we have to create our own inventory. Inventory is behind in every city across the country, meaning there is not enough affordable housing, there's not enough inventory in any market. So, pretty much, if you purchased a property, renovated it, and leased it, or rented it, or sold it, you be doing a great service to the community, right? And also to you and your bottom line. So that's a key piece about being a developer is that you're pretty much what a developer does is takes a parcel of real estate and improves on it. So buy a parcel of land from the land bank for $500 or $1,000 and improve on it. Or buy a parcel of land from the land bank or whoever, or get it gifted from a family member and put a house on it, a duplex, a single family home. It doesn't have to be anything really, really big on that in that area of being a developer. And if you came to class with us last year when we did an intro to development class, you have everything you need to go ahead and do it. For those people who are asking when's the next live class and all those, we have not decided on that. We have so many other things we have going on, investment tours and things like that. But if we get enough interest, we may do one. But guess what? The class is actually online now. So you can access the intro to development class. It's online and covers pretty much what we cover in class. So if you're one of those people who can sit, read, gather the information, and maybe you need a checklist or one of those things to get going, go ahead and grab that because that also gives you access to the coaches who are in that program. So, and with those developers, we're talking another area of six figures plus. Guys, I'm pulling these three out because the third one that's on page 36 in the book, which is a flipper, um, that's pretty much buying a property, renovating it, putting it back on the market. On average, a minimum amount you should be looking to earn on a project like that is if you cannot do or make 25 to 30,000, don't even touch it. So I always tell people, unless I always tell if you're breaking even or something like that, and it was a disaster property, then fine. But look for properties where you can, for the time you're going to put in, earn at least 30,000. So when the flippers were in here, and I'm telling you guys, we're doing where if you put your mind to it, you can do several of these during a month. You don't have to do, oh, I'm only going to do one a year unless you're brand new and you're just getting your hands around it. But Flipping properties, it's the same process, the same system. And investors and people who want to give you funds would prefer to give you 10 loans because they know how you operate, as opposed to giving 10 new people 10 individual loans. So hopefully you guys are paying attention to the niches that are out there that are making the most sense right now, where you should be putting your time and energy. Because if you're going to be busy, at least be busy earning income instead of being busy doing a whole lot of nothing. And that's what I do see people doing, is I'm going to do this and I'm going to run and do this and I'm going to run and do that. And it's not going to pan out. We are already, you could pretty much say, we're already in the month of May, because we're past the middle of April. Look how fast the time has gone. So with these spring months about to, just fast forward, and here you're going to have summer. Next thing you know, we'll be doing this all over again, and you'll be wondering what happened to my time. So this is the time, dig in deep. Either go find a property you can buy, find a property you can buy and hold, find the property you can flip. uh, there's so many opportunities that are out there. If you don't find any in your local area, look in other areas, look in other markets, even look internationally. That's one of the things that we've had to do, because we can still find properties for $99,000. We have a bunch that just came on the market in Mexico, in Dominican Republic. We're having a tour to Guyana and one to Ghana this week. So where properties are 50,000. So it's not all about how many necessarily you want to hold. It could be how many you need to flip. It could be taking that $5,000 that you have in the bank, in your banking account, and it's not doing anything because inflation is through the roof. So invest the 5,000 to make 5,500, and keep doing that over and over and over again, because it at least is going to give you a better return than just sitting in the bank. Sitting in the bank is not going to get you to where you want to be in retirement or enjoying the type of lifestyle you want. So I always tell people, if you're holding on to currency, you're holding on to $1,000. What do you think that's going to do? But frustrate you. The $1,000 currency is meant to be moving. So currency has to move. Find opportunities where you can invest and try and get a better return. That's what it's about. You can't take the money with you. And like I always tell people, scare money doesn't make any money. And you have to be ready to weather these storms. There are going to be storms. And as I said in class, as I was teaching the international sales agent class last week, let this be a reminder to you guys. Please understand, this is a hard thing for a lot of people who are working to get to their first million. Okay. And being a millionaire or adding more millions means you're going to take some L's. Okay. You can't even spell millionaire without some L's. Get it? You're going to have to take some losses. You just have to make sure that you know how to recoup from those losses. And that's where I tell you, that's where the rubber meets the road. I can recoup from any loss. That's a different mindset. Okay. So I remember my very first time I ever lost any kind of money. I was like, oh my gosh, but I had took my money out of my savings account and put it over here into this investment. It didn't do well. And I was like, oh my gosh, whatever. Well, I couldn't stop. I had to keep going. I was like, this became personal. I lost $2,000. Well, I won't do that mistake again. Well, this is what I'll do the next time. So the next time I got another 2,000, I made more than what I had lost. And I looked at it as I go one step backwards to take three steps forward. But the minute I stop taking steps is when I lose. So if you're in a position that you're just like, oh, I'm just not going to do anything, consider yourself already out the game. Because between inflation and what the country wants to do and how they are managing Social Security, pensions, and all these other things, if you're okay with just being okay, then there's a place for those people as well. But if you're planning on having any kind of success in your business or in your investments, whatever business you're running, you're going to have to take some calculated risk, and you're going to have to really be set up to say, if I have a loss, how am I going to recoup that loss? And I will tell you, you will have a loss, but as long as you do not quit, you'll be fine. So I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. This is Talk to Tameka Tuesday. I'm back. Make sure you guys check in here every Tuesday. If I'm on the road or I'm really busy, then it'll be Tuesday night, or this will be taped and you guys can see it anytime. So Talk to Tameka is back, and I look forward to connecting with you all. Bye bye.